The iPhone 7 Plus. I got this phone when it first came out in 2016, and 4 years later, late in 2020, it's still going strong. I personally love this phone, and I haven't decided to switch, upgrade, or sell this phone since the day I bought it. It's really great to see how this phone performed after 4 years later, and today, we're going to talk about just that. Hey everyone, my name is Rich and I like making tech videos here on YouTube. If you want to hit that subscribe button, it would really mean a lot and I greatly appreciate it. So, as of right now, you can't buy the iPhone 7 Plus off the official Apple website. If you do want to get your hands on this, you probably have to go to some discount phone carrier store or simply buy it off of a friend or go on eBay or something, I don't know. So the first thing I like to say about this iPhone is its design, and this is the last iPhone to have an aluminum body, and I must say it's pretty bittersweet. You know, today we see the newest phones that come out with all glass builds, top, bottom, back, and front, and it's all good for wireless charging, but you know, at the end of the day, glass is glass, it will break, it will shatter. So that's why I still appreciate the aluminum body on the iPhone 7 Plus. It feels great, it doesn't get too oily, and the nice matte finish on this iPhone just feels really good when you're holding it naked. It's got that 5.5-inch display, which at that time is pretty big, but phones are getting bigger and bigger nowadays, right? The buttons still feel really great after 4 years. You know, they still click, you can still hear the sounds from it. I have no problems at all. And this is one of the problems that Apple actually solved, because with the previous iPhones like the 6 and everything, you know, below had a mechanical button, and sometimes it would get stuck, the power button would get stuck, volume rockers would get stuck, and Apple knew about this, so they decided to ditch the mechanical home button and replace it with a force-sensitive Touch ID sensor. And since we're on the topic of the Touch ID sensor, how is it? It's super fast. And I know a lot of you guys have that Face ID recognition nowadays, and looking back at the Touch ID, you could probably say it looks ancient, but that's not the case at all, because if you look back at like the new iPad Air and the new iPhone SE, for example, they actually brought back Touch ID for it. Apple is still constantly giving support to it. You know, it's not gonna go away anytime soon, I don't think. And it gets faster every time you use it. So this phone pretty much unlocks seamlessly when I open it up. And since we're still talking about the design of the iPhone 7 Plus, let's look down to the bottom where there's no headphone jack. Yeah, this was the first iPhone to be released without a headphone jack. And at that time, this was very brave for Apple to do. You know, I still remember back all the controversy and all those newsletters and Twitter hate posts, and that's, you know, a march to Apple saying, why did you ditch the iPhone jack? Come on, why did you guys do this? A lot of people say they weren't gonna buy it. A lot of people are gonna stick with the iPhone 6S's. You know, this is so stupid, man. But it had to come sooner or later, and it just so happened to be the iPhone 7 Plus. So let's take a moment and give this phone an applause for taking the brute force. Moving forward, I mean, just look at the speed. You know, the iPhone 7 Plus came with the Apple A10 Fusion chip, which is a quad-core CPU clocked at 2.34 gigahertz. You know, you get a lot of multitasking processes. You can get stuff done really fast. You can FaceTime your friend while playing a game and searching up stuff on Safari without really that much lag. You know, and it is a tank. It has 3 gigabytes of RAM, which is a plentiful amount for all your background processes and app refreshes. And this phone is still really fast. I mean, I can open up my phone, I can scroll left and right, I can open up apps, close down apps, go back, go up, left, right, up and down, diagonal, up to Mars, back to Earth. And that's another reason why I like the iPhone 7 Plus so much. I mean, it just works. It's not buggy. As long as you take care of it, it will take care of you. The Retina display still holds up well, and it's not like the QLED screens you get on the Galaxy S20s, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. You get up to 625 nits of brightness. The color contrast on this is beautiful, you know. But look, this phone in 2020, it has aged well, and I think it is still able to perform better than a lot of other phones from this category after being 4 years old. Alright, let's talk about the camera. The camera is phenomenal. Look, I can very easily open the app, switch around the settings, go to video mode, go to photo mode, you know, go to square mode, back to time lapse, all that. There's very, very little lag, and again, this is also a part of the Apple A10 Fusion chip. The speed of this is still impressive for only being 4 years old, but I digress. So the picture quality is still amazing. Also, this was the first Apple iPhone to introduce portrait mode. I will admit it works better in broad daylight. You know, the portrait mode on this phone isn't the best. There's definitely better ones out there. The photos still turn out great. You know, if you want to take a picture of your family, your dog, you want to take a picture of where you're at, this phone can still do it, and it still does it amazingly. you can see the different housing on the iPhone 7 Plus. You know, there's a wide angle lens and there's a telephoto lens. It takes great photos, it takes great 4K videos up at 30 frames per second, and that's revolutionary because at that time, no other phone could come up to par in terms of sharpness, clarity, speed, and usability. The autofocus on this is extremely fast, and daytime videos and photos look pretty damn good. But the 4K video on this still blows me away. I mean, if you compare this to a full frame mirrorless camera, it's a little bit hard to discern sometimes. But how is the battery? Long story short, I'm sure that you know that with any other lithium-ion batteries in the world, it is prone to degrade. I mean, that's expected for every smartphone on the market. That's just how elements are. It doesn't go for the full 7 to 8 hours of use like I always had, but now I'm getting around maybe 2 to 3 on a full charge. Now, since iOS 14 did release on this phone, I mean, we still got support for widgets, you know, we got other things too, and this phone still runs good. Now, what do I think about the future updates? I'd say iOS 15 may be a good hope if we're lucky. You know, I don't think we're gonna get anything past iOS 15, iOS 16 maybe, but you know, I can't tell for sure. Typical iPhones don't last longer than 3 to 4 years for iOS updates, and this phone might be hitting its pinnacle. But personally, I'm not really having any problems with this phone on iOS 14. You know, it still runs like iOS 13, iOS 12. So Apple, just keep releasing the updates on it. It will take it, it will handle it, just please. Well, that's really all I have on the iPhone 7 Plus. I'm not looking to upgrade or switch it out or anything like that. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like button, hit that subscribe button, it means a lot to me, and comment down below what you think. I mean, do you have this phone? Would you buy it again? What do you think? And anyways guys, until the next video, I will see you then.